What's going on, dudes and dudettes? Different intro to today's video because the topic, as the thumbnail and title suggests, is we're going to be talking about my workouts. What is my current split? What have I done in the past? Different types of splits. What are my goals for my actual workouts from now until I step on stage? Just a little bit of the overall mentality behind training, weight training specifically, progressive overload, increase weight, increase reps, better form, some form of improving from week to week, month to month, year to year. Ultimate goal with progressive overload, breaking down the muscle, rebuilding it, adding on size. That's the name of the game for anyone who is really into working out beyond just general lifestyle, health, and fitness. If you are competing, just enjoy the feeling of working out. You want to see numbers. Even if you do this sort of just casually for general health and fitness, it's good. It is a good feeling to see weights go up, feel stronger under the bar, under a dumbbell, seeing things that your body couldn't do a month ago, a week ago, a year ago. When I say splits, workout routines. To accomplish that, there's a ton of them. A few examples would be push-pull legs, where you are doing pushing movements, chest, shoulders, triceps, pulling movements, biceps, backs, traps, backs, one back, multiple backs, two back beast. And obviously legs is, I think, self-explanatory. But then you have full body splits, full body workouts, and push-pull legs, which is usually push-pull legs rest, push-pull legs maybe rest, maybe not. You have your bro splits, where you're training one muscle group per day. Monday is International Chest Day. So, you know, next time you're in the gym on a Monday, look around, see how many people are honoring the long-standing tradition started by Socrates. Just kidding, I don't know Socrates personally. I don't know, he might have benched on Wednesdays. You also have upper-lower splits. So again, self-explanatory, upper part of the waist one day, lower part of the waist another. I've not really heard of left-right splits. That might be something that influencers out there could really get on the ball with, and maybe I'm the first one that pushes for that. Stay tuned. We might be onto something here, guys. What am I doing right now? Push-pull legs. I've been running push-pull legs for several years. I've actually been running the same program for a few years. Shout out to Vitruvian Physique. That's his YouTube channel. Igor's first name, Olszewski, I think is his last name. I'm butchering that, and if he ever sees this video, Igor, I apologize profusely. But I'm running his Hybrid 5 program. It is a combination of strength training on major compound lifts, bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press, while still getting hypertrophy with your auxiliary workouts, dumbbells, cables. That's where the muscle breakdown, adding size and strength, ideally accomplishing both. If you get stronger, odds are you are adding muscle. There are scenarios where that might not be the case, but more often than not, if you are getting stronger, you can pretty accurately say you are adding on muscle. But with this program, you're really maximizing both, at least for me personally. Find out what works for you. From a time perspective, if you've got limited time, full body 3 days a week might be what works for you. If you have a specific time crunch on any given day, adjust your workouts. There are different styles, drop sets, supersets, giant sets, you name it, there's probably a set named after it. Right now, I'm enjoying this program. I've seen a lot of progress, and that's why I put that clip at the beginning. That is my most recent deadlift session, where I hit 320 pounds, which my program called for, and the program I'm on right now sort of asks for your 1 rep max estimates, and then it programs out, okay, 50%, 60%, and then each cycle increases. So it takes all the guesswork out of it. Renaissance Periodization also has a hypertrophy app that I'm looking to get into probably down the road. Seems very similar. Dr. Mike Israetel is fantastic. I highly recommend his channel. Much more informative, much funnier than me, probably even on the looks category. I would never in my wildest dreams have thought I'd be hitting 320 for reps on deadlifts. So this program, looking back even 3 years ago, I was not working with that amount of weight. So the program works. That's what I'm running right now. What have I done in the past? When it comes to the off season, usually for the last, I would say, 6 years, it's pretty much been this program. So I run this in the off season. I add a ton of size, I add a ton of strength, obviously get a little bit fluffier. Then prep would hit, and I just say, you know what, this has worked for 6 months, 8 months, however long the off season was, but I'm going to change things up. And then I go to other programs I've acquired in the past, not really working with a lot of weight, a lot of high rep, different things like that. And I think there's pros and cons to both. I'd be curious to see what my body would do if I were eating in a surplus while training that way. But I've never eaten in a surplus with that training. I'm always in a deficit. Why do I say that? Why do I specifically point that out? I think I've been doing myself a disservice over the last couple of years, because by not working with heavy ass weight, to quote the great Ronnie Coleman, everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but nobody wants to lift no heavy ass weight. You're not keeping your body responsive to that weight. It's not staying accustomed to it. So then you lose your strength gains. A little bit of it in prep is obviously going to happen, but it's mitigating how much you lose during prep. So this year, my plan is actually to run this Hybrid 5 program from Vitruvian Physique as deep into prep as I can, ideally all the way up to show day. Will I be working with 320 pounds on deadlifts, 300 pounds on squats, 250 pounds on bench press the entire time? Probably not, because it's just not going to be feasible. I'm looking to drop 20 some pounds. I'm not going to be able to bench the same amount of weight at 160 pounds as I did at 185 or 190. It's science. Don't ask me to explain it. This is me screaming into the void that is YouTube. There are plenty of articles out there that cover this. There are fantastic channels that get into that. 3DMJ is a fantastic one. Happy to do that. But that is my goal for this prep, and I'm very curious to see how my strength is maintained, not only during prep, but once prep is over, how I maintain or how I rebound once I get back to eating maintenance calories, back into a surplus. And if I can keep my deadlift around 315 to 330 pounds as far as my working weight for 4 to 6 reps, if I can keep my squats around 300 pounds, trust me, I know everyone's looking, and those that know me in person, you're looking at me on a camera, there's no way, you don't lift that much. I promise there will be confirming footage in later videos, but for right now, just gonna have to stick around and find out if I go ass to grass and what my form looks like. If I'm cheating on my squats, if I'm a half repper, you have to wait and see. I welcome the haters too. I'm curious to see if those things stick around during prep, and if I maintain it, great. If my strength still takes a huge hit, then I think that's just how my body responds to dieting down, and I will just have to take longer off seasons to maintain or increase my size to offset whatever I might lose the next time I compete. But if my body doesn't respond the way that I think it will, then I know for the next time, and it's documenting it. That's why I'm doing this series, because 5 years is a long time. Age sets in, and I start thinking back and second guessing how I did things my last prep, and it was so much easier than it was, or so much harder than it was the last time, and why is it going so tough? I document this. I can come back to these videos and say, you know what, it wasn't all glitz and glam and spray tan whenever I was doing this. It was hard. Just as a reminder that none of this is easy. If it were easy, one, everybody would be doing it, and two, I probably wouldn't have as much fun doing it. Sucks. Getting under the bar, even with 225, at 160 pounds. You feel frail, you feel like you're gonna snap in half. Listen to your body. That is another key takeaway. I will probably repeat that in every single video. Listen to your body. Macros, cardio, training, sleep. Listen to your body. I'm saying it not just for you guys, but to train myself to make sure I do that later in prep when my ego wants to kick in or I get pissed off in the gym, one day at a time. For this year, those are my goals. That is the plan for my training. If it changes, you guys are along for the journey. You will be the first ones to find, well, top 5 in the finding out realm. I think the ego part of it comes into play because no one wants to feel weaker. No one wants to feel like they're taking a step back. You start working with less weight than you did the week before. It's a mind fuck. There's no other way to put it, and you have to overcome it. And having done this several times, it doesn't get easier. The first time I experienced it, I was furious in the gym. Why isn't my body doing what it could do last week? I'm a little bit better at getting over it more quickly now. I can say, well, yeah, I slept like shit last night, or I didn't drink enough water, my carb timing around my workout, all of these variables, again, have an impact. The leaner you get, the more impact they're going to have. So be easy on yourselves. Any goal is going to take time. So keep track of things, macros, workouts, cardio, sleep. Track these things, because you start adjusting variables without knowing what they were or having a baseline. You're effectively creating a botched experiment. Consider prep as a lab test. So you need a baseline. You need to make sure that you understand, all right, here's where I am, these are the control variables, and then change 1 or 2 at a time. Don't scrap everything like I've done in my past preps, where I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna change up my workout. I run this for 30 days. All right, I'm 4 weeks out. Now it's time to run this program. Like there's something magical about it. There isn't. So yeah, that is it for this week's video. I'm gonna put a second clip right here for you guys to see my most recent bench heavy day. This is 245 for 2. Notice the time on the last rep versus how the last rep of the deadlifts went. Granted, that was a set of 4. This is a set of 2, working closer to my 1 rep max. But it goes, well, I won't spoil anything. You watch the video, watch the clip at the end of this. Comment down below comments, concerns. I will take them under advisement and respond in 3 to 5 business days. Holidays are obviously excluded from that, and I don't work on the weekends. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I think my Instagram is now in the bio. If not, it will be by the time this video goes up. Give it a follow. I post entirely different content on Instagram than I do here. Not really. The 7 o'clock show and the 9 o'clock show are exactly the same. It's just more gratuitous selfies and shirtless content. So maybe that's your thing, comfortable being uncomfortable.